The diner had fallen silent. Forks paused midair. Conversations froze. All eyes turned toward the trembling woman clutching her worn purse, her voice breaking as she whispered to the waitress, Can I take the leftovers for my daughter?" At the far corner, a man in a black leather jacket, a rugged biker with tattoos running down his arms, slowly lifted his head. No one expected him to say anything. No one expected what happened next to leave the entire diner in tears. The rain had just started to pour outside Marlene's diner, that cozy roadside place where travelers and truckers often stopped for a warm meal and a bit of small-town comfort. Inside, the chatter of locals mixed with the smell of bacon and coffee. At a corner booth sat Anna, a woman in her early 30s, her face pale and tired, her clothes showing signs of long wear. She stirred her cup of tea, no sugar, no milk, and kept glancing at the clock. Her stomach growled, but she ignored it. Across the room, laughter erupted from a group of bikers. Their heavy boots and deep voices filled the place with a kind of intimidating presence. Among them sat Ryan, a tall, broad man with a gruff-looked beard, tattoos, and a patch on his jacket that read Iron Brotherhood. Anna had been sitting there for nearly an hour, waiting for the waitress to clear a table where a family had just finished their meal. The waitress, Jody, finally approached her. "Can I help you, ma'am?" Jody asked softly, sensing something fragile in her voice. Anna nodded, barely meeting her eyes. "I was just wondering, could I take what's left of that food? The family didn't touch much of it. My daughter, she hasn't eaten properly in 2 days." Her voice cracked on the last word. The diner went quiet. Everyone heard it. Even the bikers. Forks clinked against plates. One man coughed awkwardly. The waitress froze, unsure of how to respond. Anna's eyes filled with tears. "I'm sorry. I shouldn't have asked. Forget I said anything." She stood to leave, clutching her small purse, the only thing she had left after losing her job and her home. But before she could take a step, a chair scraped loudly across the floor. Ryan, the biker, stood up. His boots thudded as he walked over. Everyone watched, expecting maybe a rude remark or mockery. But instead, he stopped beside her, reached into his jacket, and pulled out a wad of cash. He laid it gently on the counter. "Ma'am," he said quietly, "you're not taking leftovers tonight. You're ordering whatever you and your little girl want, fresh, hot, and plenty of it." Anna stared at him, stunned. I can't accept that." Ryan shook his head. "You don't have to accept it. You deserve it." The waitress's eyes watered as she hurried to take their order. Within minutes, plates of food started arriving, pancakes, fries, eggs, everything warm and fresh. Anna sat down, tears streaming silently down her face. Ryan took a seat across from her. "How old's your daughter?" "6, she whispered. "Her name's Lily. I promised her I'd bring something home tonight." Ryan nodded slowly. "Then you keep that promise. No kid should go to bed hungry." As Anna ate for the first time in days, Ryan watched quietly. The rest of the bikers stayed seated, unusually still. When the plates were nearly empty, Anna packed a few portions to take home. But before she could thank him again, Ryan stood and handed her an envelope. "There's an address inside," he said. "It's a safe shelter on 4th Street. They'll help you get back on your feet. Tell them Ryan sent you." Anna opened her mouth to protest, but he gave her a small smile, one that didn't quite reach his eyes. Then he turned to leave. The doorbell jingled as he stepped out into the rain. The other bikers followed, silent and respectful. The waitress leaned close and whispered, "You know who that is, right?" Anna shook her head. 2 years ago, Jody said, his wife and little girl were hit by a drunk driver. He lost them both. Since then, every month, he visits this diner waiting to find someone to help. Says it's his way of keeping their kindness alive. Anna's breath caught. She ran to the window, watching the group of bikers ride off into the storm. She whispered softly, "Thank you, Ryan, wherever you are." That night, Anna returned home, a small, cold apartment where little Lily sat waiting, clutching her doll. When she saw the warm food her mother brought, her face lit up. "Mama! Did we win the lottery?" Anna smiled through her tears. "Something better, sweetheart. We met an angel in a leather jacket.